Friends, strangers, old faces and new, welcome to this week's episode of Alignment Shift, where we shall embark on a glorious. How are we feeling tonight?
I think that's
Cramp.
the general
like a shadow of
consensus.
my former self.
For those of you wondering why some people are not on video tonight, they are cramped in the back seat of a car together at a convention.
Ooh.
Well, no one's on camera, but
Oh, no one's on. Okay, no one's on camera. Cool. It's the
No,
one, the
'cause-
only voice free.
no, because Streamlabs doesn't like Peggy's computer.
Oh, that makes sense. So, per usual, with the roll call, we have Elena.
Hello.
We have Sapala.
Is it?
Hi.
Sapala. Hey, there she is.
Hi.
We have Oldoris.
Yes, hello.
We have Glaive.
That bird was louder than I thought it would be. Yeah, I'm here.
I think Oldoris missed his cue.
I did not. I said yes, hello.
Oh,
You did.
okay. Well, we have. Oh my God. We
We have a DM who doesn't know what he's doing anymore.
we have Vale.
Validate me.
Never.
And we have Wyatt. Or Xavier.
Or whoever
I'm
it is
here
this week.
too.
Just roll the intro.
Roll that beautiful bead footage.
That's the one. Roll the B footage.
Bean free bean footage?
You ever have
Did
someone's
you just-
name just blank on
are
you
you
and all I
having a
could think was
stroke?
mechanic?
What? Wait, no, not yet. Not yet. We're about to. And we're back.
And we're back.
Wait, are we really back?
Yes.
Or are we fake back again?
No,
I
we're
don't
really
know.
back.
We're really back?
Really
Or are we
back.
really front?
Or are we sideways?
I'm definitely sideways.
Oh my!
But no matter which way we are, we're ready to go. So, picking up where we left off, the party has been enjoying, well, entertaining the city of Amman. Done a little bit of shopping, got themselves some more magical items at Gilmore's Glorious Goods. They have identified the spine that was taken from Rylan Zod to have been a piece of the Wand of Orcus, not the thing entirety. Glaive was able to identify this, and in so received a vision in which the powerful demon Orcus was revealed not to be Orcus at all, but in fact an old friend who was very happy to see Glaive still alive, otherwise known as the Chained Oblivion. Incognito, in disguise, pretending to be Orcus, revealed, well, that they were at an impasse. A blood for blood oath, not filled, a spark having been destroyed, used as leverage by Glaive with the information that Taharn had lied to the other tincture of Taldore, gave this information in exchange for the other half of the Wand of Orcus, revealed to be the skull of a champion of the Raven Queen. Which champion? Not necessarily implicitly stated, but implied to be entombed outside of Vasselheim. Meanwhile, Xavier made his way through Amman and found his way back to the old stomping grounds of his youth, meeting up with a childhood friend by the name of Charlotte, who was in disguise as an old lady in a rundown bird shop. They conversed and discussed using a teleportation sigil to get them quickly to the city of Vasselheim. And that is where I believe we left off, correct? Everyone had been called back to Grey Skull Keep to discuss the wand, and a game plan was hatched. Yes, Peggle?
Can I go check on Diana?
Yes.
So,
So you make your way out of the room that you all have been talking in and head over to the corridor. Outside the doorway, you see Tyra kind of slumped against the floor. It's pretty late in the evening, and there's a book to the ground next to her. She seems to have kind of curled up a bit and fallen asleep outside of Diana's room.
can I gently awaken her?
Oui. Oh, Elena, it is good to see you again.
Good to see you as well. Are you okay? There are reasons you're sleeping outside of Diana's room.
I am very anxious to be here when she wakes up. Is she awake now?
I haven't walked in and checked. Do you want to come with?
I would be more than happy to come in with you.
Alright. I go to the door and I knock on the door.
A voice on the inside, come in.
I open the door and I go in.
As you go in, one of the servant girls that had been helping tend to Diana is sitting at her bedside, having just, it appears, exchanged and taken off the bandages. They appear to be fully healed now, whatever magic had been done. Just the scars remain across her throat, hands, wrists, side of her head, deep puncture wounds all across her arm. Very similar to the ones that you saw on Oldura's. Diana is laid in bed and her chest breathing steadily, some sweat glistening on her forehead, but she seems peaceful, not overly labored in her breathing.
So is she awake or is she asleep?
She appears to be asleep.
Okay. Don't want to awaken her.
Don't worry, she's out like a light, my lady.
So, I guess I'll go then. Can you make sure that Tyra's okay? I know that she's waiting for Diana. I don't want her to sleep on the floor.
Absolutely, I can prepare the bedside chair for the lady if you request, Elena.
I think that would be fine.
Absolutely, come, darling. She leads Tyra over to the kind of very cushiony chair that is next to the table and kind of tucks her in right next to Diana, and you see Tyra's eyes not leaving Diana, following all the scars along her body, and you can get the sense of connection between the two of them.
Well, I'll be going now. I hope you.
As you wish, my lady.
Goodbye. And I walk out. Yeah. Guess I'll go tell Glaive that Diana's healing well and asleep.
Okay, so you make your way back where everyone was still kind of arguing about what to do next.
Yeah.
All right, everyone. Elena walks back into the room.
All right, everyone, stop talking about Elena.
Give me a moment.
What were we talking about?
I don't know. Were we?
I believe that's where we left off. Am I mistaken?
Where
Well,
is
we're
this?
making fun of Vale.
Okay. Glaive, I
Yes.
went and checked on Diana. She seems to be healing well, and she's still resting.
So?
I think it might be wise that you go talk to her before we leave.
Oh boy, that's a whole basket of not gonna happen.
Okay. Leave her a nice letter to let her know that you're still alive.
She is in a safe place, surrounded by people that will not let death come for her. I think that is all she needs to.
All right then.
Wheat crap, she does not need to hear my whatever happened.
Yeah. Okay. You do you.
Hi, Diana. I just wanted to use you so that I could spare my own soul for the sake of sacrificing you to an immortal blood god.
I mean,
Is that a
what
conversation
you were
want to start
planning
with?
to do?
That usually goes over well.
Yeah. I already talked to Sapala about it. Is
Yeah.
Kayla
Maybe it's
in
not
the
a good idea.
chat?
You go talk to her then.
Sapala, are you there?
Satala.
She is muted. Uh-oh.
Kayla. Oh, Kayla. Sapala appears to have fallen asleep in the corner of the room.
Well, that's unfortunate for my case.
She had a long day of walking.
Yeah.
And she disconnected.
She's probably having issues with her phone.
I believe it.
You mean Sapala fell asleep and
And we're moving on, right?
Alright, so are we just waiting for Xavier to get back? I guess?
I'm right here.
Oh, whoops, sorry. Hello.
I've been back for 10 minutes now.
Oh, I was off.
Alright. Do have good news. I have secured us passage to Vasselheim.
Okay,
Like, quick passage.
alright.
Faster than an airship?
Blink for me real quick. That's how fast.
Okay, are we going now then?
I mean, we can get around and head out now. We can head out in the morning. It's up to everybody else.
I'll go get Paula.
Okay, I have to go tell my aunt that we're leaving, and my brothers.
And your brother.
What?
And your brother.
Yeah, I said my brothers, the twins. What other brother are you talking about?
I only heard one brother.
Oh, okay.
Listen,
got-
it's,
okay, so what are we doing?
Oh, hell. Are we leaving in the morning or are we leaving now? Like,
Well, Doris is just looking back and forth at everybody like, what's going on?
well, if we leave now, Vasselheim's, it's like 6 or so hours behind us.
we'll have more daylight.
We will. So, do we just want to head out tonight or today, like the next hour?
I vote yes.
Yes?
It's fine with me.
I'm keen on getting paid.
All right. I'm guessing we're heading out now. Because about what time is it? About what time is it? Like for us right now?
For Amon, it's probably about 9 o'clock at night.
Okay. So I mean, I 6 hours was just off the top of my head. I don't know if it's actually 6 hours. It might be more. So I mean, you'd have quite a bit of sunlight back there.
It's about 3 in the afternoon in Vasselheim.
Alright, and then
All right.
we get
Let's
there, we have
head
some
out.
daylight, we rest, and then we head off to the tomb of the Raven Queen champion. Yeah?
Sounds good to
Yeah,
me.
get paid, do that, and hopefully come back here as fast as possible.
Okay, let's go.
Okay.
Alright.
So everyone, Glaive heaves up a sleeping Sapala on his gnomish back or halflingish back, unless Sapala's here suddenly. Kayla.
So you know,
No?
Kayla,
Okay.
it says you're muted in Discord.
Hmm.
Somebody message her, maybe?
I mean, I assume she can hear us. Anyway, so the party late at night, you begin to grab your last couple things and make your way out for your journey through the city. Mackenzie, I assume you are leading them
As-
directly back. Sorry.
Yes. But as like we all gather, like it's like one of those things where you're like, oh, everyone like on a trip, like everyone gather in the lobby for a quick announcement, that sort of deal. I just gather. Okay, I do have to preface this.
With what?
Trust me. Just trust me about what's going to happen.
I have to tell my aunt and brothers goodbye real quick.
I think you just did that.
I don't know, did I just do this, Cal? Did I say bye?
Oh, for brevity's sake, we will say that you went around the castle and told everyone goodbye. They didn't seem overly shocked that you came and left quickly. That seems to be a running trend.
Yeah. Alright, chill. Alright then, okay, alright.
Okay,
So,
continue, Mackenzie.
All right. It's about 10 minutes or so, or maybe a little bit more. I'm probably still thinking, fucking Whitestone travel time in my head.
Yeah, so it takes you about 20 minutes to get back to where you had been earlier. Well, maybe 45 minutes. Through the city, the guards walking around don't seem to give you too much mind. The group of you don't seem overly threatening. Are you going right back where you had been before?
I will look through Beak's eyes first, see if it's
Aha.
still there.
All right.
If it's not, we'll correct the choice.
Looking through Beak's eyes, not in the same alley you had been in before, ducking down several different alleyways, you managed to lead them to basically the same exterior you had seen earlier, but this time nestled between what appears to be a slanted, dilapidated building and an old guard post that no longer seems to be in use. The rest of the party, you come over and just see a old, rundown building, a dusty burlap sack of a cloth draped over the door that flutters in the breeze. The smell of stale seeds and animal droppings wafts through the air as you get close, and the ground is just scattered with what appear to be feathers.
Xavier, where
where are we going?
What is this place?
You'll see. And I will open the door.
That's not what I asked.
You push aside the burlap sack and usher everyone inside. Everyone goes in, I trust?
Reluctantly, but yes.
Yeah, with trepidation.
All right. As you all step inside, you just see floor-to-ceiling wicker cages. Inside beat the wings of birds, owls and ravens, crows and parakeets. Little chickadees and other tropical birds batter against, and the inside is just a chorus of screeches and squawks. Hundreds of. As you come in, they begin to flap about and batter their wings against the cages, causing feathers to cascade around. As you come in, suddenly from behind one of the shelves, an old crone with a long, crooked cane comes around.
Ah, Xavier, you've returned, and I trust these are your compatriots.
Absolutely.
Ah,
You
a test? You will not begrudge an old woman her test.
you said a test. Sorry, you kind of broke up for me.
Yes, you would not regret.
You will not begrudge an old woman her test.
Yes.
But not you. You I know. Choose one among them to answer.
Oh boy.
Xavier, is this place legit?
Yes. Just
To find the truth.
Lena, would you like to take this? It's
I guess.
nothing hard. Just a simple riddle.
Alright.
State your name, child.
Should I do my whole name or do you want to like
Oh, God.
Shorten.
I'm Elena Derulo.
As it comes out, you hear this different voice, cleaner, younger. I am the black child of the white, a wingless bird, flying even to the clouds of heaven. I give birth to tears of mourning in pupils that meet me, even though there is no cause for grief. And at once on my birth I am dissolved into air. What am I?
Wait, okay, sorry. Say it without the fanciness. I'm sorry.
I am the
Oh my
black.
God.
I am the
Just-
black. I am the black child of a white father, a wingless bird, flying even to the clouds of heaven. I give birth to tears of mourning in pupils that meet me, even though there is no cause for grief. And at once on my birth I am dissolved into air. What am I?
Is this like a multiple choice question at least? We have options? I'll take that as a no.
She just stares unblinkingly at Elaine.
I think I might know what this is, but I'm not sure.
I have no idea.
Xavier's bouncing excitedly. Come on.
Send him my guess.
I'm so bad with riddles.
If we get
Oh.
this wrong, can we still use the airship?
You may discuss it with your compatriots.
Elena's got this.
Any ideas, guys?
I can't answer now, damn you.
I'll give you a hint. What is in the sky
Oh my
but doesn't
God.
have wings?
What the fuck?
That makes people cry when it's in their eye.
Oh, the sun?
Let's go for the airship.
How do you think of natural phenomenon? A storm.
Okay. The wind. I don't know. I don't know. Oh god.
Elaine, I just said it. I
This-
just said it.
This pains me.
I didn't
This-
hear you. I'm stressing out right now.
Xavier, make a
Natural phenomenon.
Xavier, make a persuasion check.
Don't worry, these guys are cool. Come on, just tell the riddle answer. Come on.
I'm so bad at riddles,
12.
guys.
12.
12. The old woman starts to get a little impatient. She's looking over at you, Xavier. She's like,
You got the other ones wrong.
You got. Oh, he got the other ones wrong.
You failed the test.
Okay. Okay, Charlotte. You kind of gave him a harder one there.
I had to test them.
Can I answer?
Sure, any of you.
It's a cloud.
You're very
Storm
close.
cloud. A black cloud. Black storm cloud.
She puts her head down. Eldorus, make a persuasion check.
Oh no. Oh no. Oh no.
Starts yelling answers at her.
You said persuasion?
Yes.
Rain?
Oh, that's a 10.
Is it rain? Like a rain cloud?
She puts her head down. All of a sudden, the old woman facade goes away. She almost peels it back like she was wearing a coat. Oh, come on. It's not that hard.
I was better at. I did not pay much attention in class. Okay, I'm sorry.
Anyone, one of you. It starts out. It's dark, but it comes from something that's bright. It flies, but doesn't have wings. It makes you cry when it's in your eyes.
What
The
did you
sun.
say?
The sunbeam isn't dark. It's not a dark child of something bright.
Is it the moon? No, that's not it.
She puts her head down. All right.
Oh shit! My computer's restarting. Oh crap!
Click cancel.
It dissolves
Fantastic.
into air. It dissolves into the air. Without a trace.
Rain is the only. Or snow.
Gone in a puff of
Wind.
Smoke?
Air?
air.
Oh
As you say that, the room around you begins to dissolve. This purple smoke begins to billow about the room. All the birds rattling in their cages seem to out into a cloud of feathers that begin to swirl and swirl in a tornado around the room. As it fills with purplish smoke, it wafts and billows through the cages, all completely vanishing around you. The dust on the floor begins to swirl, revealing etched lines of white in the stonework. There's a dull that shakes you to the very core of your chest. And as the smoke clears, you are no longer in the bird cages and owl dung. Instead, you see a brilliant room lit by blue and purple sconces that produce a smokeless flame. Around the room are various suits of armor, stood motionless against the wall, their armor reflecting the magical torchlight, their faces each depicting a different bird. Some long and crow-like, others short and owl-like, with long ear caps along the side of the helmet. Directly on either side of the circle, two red suits stand directly on the edge. Closer than the other suits, their armor seems to flow like a frozen fire emanating from the center of a pulsing gem in their chest. Each is holding a long claymore at the ready, almost as if defending the rest of the room from whatever would come through.
So welcome, guys.
Steve.
This is my home. This is my sister Charlotte, as you have met.
Oh, yeah. Hi.
Hi.
You must be his friend.
We're not the brightest bunch.
Well, neither is he, so.
As you can see, we're very good at riddles.
For someone who sleeps near the library, you'd think he'd read a little more.
I mean, your riddle was tough. It's good. It's good. It keeps the riffraff out.
That's the
to be
general
fair,
idea.
I thought Raincloud was pretty good, considering
If
your...
I'm honest, I liked Raincloud. That was a good answer, that one. But Alan comes up with all the riddles, so I'm not allowed to go off that.
This is fascinating and all, but we have things to take care of immediately.
Yes, which reminds me, I would stay away from Alex as best as possible if you see him. Until you come back with Scott.
Scott. Who's
Break his
Scott?
kneecaps and run the opposite direction. Got it.
Don't
As much as I would love to see that, don't recommend.
Okay.
I give Xavier like, what the heck is she talking about? Look.
I give Xavier the "Can we go now?" look.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry,
Can you-
yeah.
But come on this way. I motion the guards. That's okay.
So is
We'll
this
start following, I guess.
I'll walk him to, unless it's changed location in the nest. I'll walk to where I know the circle is.
Yep.
Um,
So he leads you out the hallway. It's almost a winding, twisting path, multiple doors that seem almost like a submarine, where one door leads to another, which is then closed behind and locked, and then opens into a next area where display cases filled with books and jewelry, swords, daggers, various bits of art are kept in some corridors. As you come around, you enter into a long dining hall. It stands empty. No one in here eating, with a great fireplace directly in the center, almost like the hearth of a mead hall. As you walk past it, you realize there is no heat emanating from the fire. And as a matter of fact, all the torches on the wall, glowing with blue and purple flame, aren't giving off any warmth. If anything, it's almost cold. It's almost as if putting out cooler air, though the air around you is temperate and comfortable.
None of this is real, is it?
oh no! All this is quite real.
Not unreal.
Xavier, for your character knowledge, you know that this location is very deep beneath Iman, which has gotten very hot recently. And so measures have been taken to regulate the temperature.
Yes. Yeah, I'll summarize that to everybody. You all know of the Chroma Conclave and the scar of the Cinder King Thordak. It has caused the temperature around around Amon to fluctuate quite a bit, and if you haven't noticed that none of the fires give off smoke or anything like that, this is a very well guarded and sealed underground cavern.
So it's not an
So you
illusion.
deeper than the
It's
clasp, or
I mean, from where we are, we're quite deeper than them. Yes.
As he's talking, he leads you. Go ahead.
But enough of that. We have to go.
All right. As he's talking, he's leading you through the rest of the dining hall, makes a sharp right into another room, looks almost identical to the one you entered in. Empty suits of armor lining the walls with two red guards in the very center of a glyph. However, instead of just one glyph here, you see 5. Each of them is labeled and on the ground in rooms. If anyone here speak Draconic?
do I
Yes.
have
Yes.
Draconic?
Actually, no. That's the one I don't.
Not.
Oh, that's the one you don't have, Xavier?
That's one of the ones I don't have.
Who speaks Draconic?
I do, and I believe Zapala does.
we can't hear you, Vale.
Yeah.
You're
She's
like
texted.
non-existent.
I don't.
Who? Can't hear who?
I do
And we
speak
also-
Draconic.
And we also
I
can't hear
just
Sapala, but
Marked as
She
dragon.
texted that she does.
okay.
I
So
speak Draconic.
so Peggy, Vale,
and
and Sapala, and Mackenzie, you would just know this. The glyphs read Ankarel, Craghammer, Vasselheim, as I hate this one, Azordam Khar, and Kaimo.
I take a minute to memorize each of them.
Don't you already have them memorized?
He does now.
I do not. I do now, though.
Okay. And what you gonna do?
Was there one that said Vasselheim? Sorry.
Yep, Ankarel, Craghammer, Vesselheim, Zordamhar, and Kaimel.
So, to Vasselheim then?
That is the plan.
Well, Xavier, you know how to work these?
All right, so this one over here is the one to Vasselheim.
Yeah.
This is what we'll be using to get there. Any other things we need before we go?
Wait a minute.
What?
I just stand here and wait for you to memorize each of them for 5
What are
minutes.
you saying, George?
Yes, I did. I did
Are
make you
you
guys
shitting
wait.
me?
I did make everyone wait for 5 minutes while I memorized each of the
You're
circles.
not the spell, aren't you? Damn it.
George, you're
Bullshit.
so quiet.
I'm just recounting how Xavier just wasted 5 minutes of my life.
Oh, okay.
Carry
Carry
on.
Because it's a minute to memorize each circle.
Each.
1.
All right, Xavier. So you're gonna cast teleportation.
Yes, Tally will cast teleportation circle, and we all have to get through in 6 seconds.
This out.
All right. So Xavier begins to cast the arcane magic that activates the one that was labeled Vasselheim begins to pulse with purple energy and grow brighter. Mackenzie, since you're the most magically inclined here, I'd like you to just make a quick perception check.
Perception check.
Me, I think you just said everyone else. All right, 1 sec. I have to go back to my. That'll be an 8.
An 8?
Yes, 8.
Okay. You notice nothing. Never mind.
That's the worst.
All right. I'm through.
I go through.
Yeah, same.
You all run forward, jumping through the purple portal as it opens on the ground. You feel yourselves falling, clashing, tumbling through the air, and then all of a sudden are all standing in a very warm basement. Well, noticeably warmer than the room you had been in before. As you all begin to get a bearing on your surroundings, you see a dust-covered, what appears to be basement.
Oh, I don't know if I'll ever get used to that. Oof.
Where are we?
We are currently in the basement.
Oh shit.
But we are now in Vesline. This way. And I lead them out.
As you begin to go up toward the stairs, a door opens at the top, and you see a small gnomish figure. Does anyone here speak gnome?
Nope. Not I.
I don't know that one either.
Wow.
As you are the first one leading the party, this gnome comes stomping down the steps toward you. Oh, Alec! Oh, Alec! What the shit? Oh, Alex! Well, Alec! No. Well, my brother.
Do I know this person?
You have no memory of this person.
Common, please.
Where is Alan?
I don't know where Alan is.
You
I'm not
work for
told.
Alan? You use Alan Glyph?
Yes?
Where is my
Why?
money?
But
Where is my money?
I don't know what money you're speaking of.
He owes me 3-year rent for using this basement. He has not come through. He has not paid.
Oh, I'm gonna fucking kill him. How much is how much is the rent?
It is 400 a year.
400 a year or just 400?
400 a year. You pay or you go.
At this point, this is when I wish I had fucking mass teleportation. Just grab everyone's hands. I'm trying to calculate that out into platinum.
That would be
There
40.
you go.
That'd be 40 platinum, I believe, per year.
Hello.
So that would be.
Yeah, it's bad.
Hello,
Hello!
Kayla.
Hey, we
It's
got
100
Hey,
I'm
we can hear.
currently,
so that'd be 120 platinum.
I'm currently sitting underneath my desk.
It's a,
Okay.
I get the
No,
best
that'd be-
service under here.
Actually, I think it'd be 160 because
Or-
40, 48 times 2.
But it was 3 months or 3
it
years.
was 3. It was 3 years. So 40, 40.
Right.
Oh, 3. I don't know why I was thinking 4.
Um,
All right, yeah, I'll give him 120. And
He-
then quickly
he
make a
takes-
note. Alan owes me 120 platinum.
He takes the satchel, like pulls out one of the coins, bites it, looks at you very angrily. Tell him pay in advance next time.
If I ever see him again, I will.
The old gnome hobbles back upstairs and hops up on a stool and begins to light a pipe in the corner, counting this through all the platinum that you handed him. As you come up into his living room, you see a very modest kind of almost shack compared to some of the things you've seen before. It's just a small oven in the corner, small kitchen table that he's currently sitting at in his modest chair, counting in just a bedroll in the corner.
All right, well, I don't have a secret if he keeps this now. All right, so let's head to the Platinum Sanctuary.
As you as you step outside, you see that you are. It is in the afternoon. The sun is high above, and you are about 2 miles outside the main gate of Vasselheim.
Well, we have a little bit of walking to do.
Are we gonna go to the Platinum Sanctuary to drop off the wand of you know who?
Yes, that's where we're heading now.
Yeah.
Alright, chill.
And
And
the head of Ryle.
Yes.
You want to see it?
That's it.
Can I
More
get
money.
that?
Hold on.
Bounty.
That's actually something we need to talk about.
What?
Which is the wand of the head.
Alright. Sure. Somebody got into Vassal. Got into, I'm assuming Platinum Sanctuary, and stole the spark right out from. Do we want to keep the wand on us mobile?
Well, then again, the spark wasn't exactly put away yet.
We also kind of led him to it.
Yes, we.
Okay. A few of us did.
I'm making a lot of broad assumptions. But then we're going to stay with this thing until it gets to its last resting. Is that something we can all agree on?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's 3 other people here.
I don't understand what you're asking.
He's asking if it'd be better for us to just keep it on us to keep it safe, or to
Do we
Go
trust
ahead
the
and-
Platinum Sanctuary with it?
basically, yeah.
I don't know if that's a good idea.
I mean, you were given 2 options. I don't know which one you're talking about.
To keep it on us, I don't know if that's a good idea.
Okay. I agree. Because this
Well-
thing has a lot of bad.
Well, how often do you hear about the Platinum Sanctuary, the vaults of the Platinum Sanctuary getting, broken into? It's very hard to do so. It wasn't quite, the spark was stolen because it wasn't
Wasn't in a vault.
fully put away in a vault yet.
Well, also, how often would they tell people the vault?
I trust Lady Kima to take great care of this. And do
We
No,
also
no,
had
it's
an enemy
fine.
on the inside.
Due to what now?
We also had the enemy on the inside and knew exactly where it was.
I think the Platinum Sanctuary is the best place.
I agree.
Then let's go and take it there and be done with it.
I don't think
Okay.
it's wise for us to keep it and then retrieve the skull and then have those in the vicinity of each
Right.
other.
Right. So let's
Why
take it.
are
Why what?
skull? Why are we bothering with the skull? I'm assuming we're walking while we're talking.
Yes, you are.
So that
Okay.
others don't get it?
Well, we're also going there because Lena needs to go there.
Yes.
Two birds with one stone.
No. I'm just talking about the skulls. If
Well-
they're needed for the wand, but the wand is.
You have to assume that if we know the other piece, so do they.
Yes, but they would have to get the wand. And if it's in the Platinum Sanctuary and we trust the Platinum Sanctuary, then it shouldn't be a problem.
I thought we had already talked about all these.
All I remember from that conversation is being told that I was a bad person for wanting to desecrate tombs that I didn't want to desecrate. I'm still wrapping my head around that.
Okay. We drop off the staff and we go get the skull and we bring that back and
I-
they're all locked.
/ I communicate with the Raven Queen possibly and not the chain.
Alright, and which skull do we need?
We don't know yet.
Either or.
Exactly.
There wasn't really a body left when my uncle left. So it's possibly the other champion's skull is there.
Yeah, I was about to say, this is just out of game. There was still the other champion. They didn't take his skull or anything. Pavon.
Get your perv on.
That's Bard.
Wait. Pervan, is that his name?
That was out of game.
No,
Ah,
we
Pervan?
did have that name.
That's the previous champion
I think I might have
before my
really checked
uncle.
Oh, apparently we did know about that. Never mind.
I have a question not related to the skull.
Yes.
No offense, Elena. But who's to say that the Chained Oblivion wasn't acting as your uncle?
Ooh. I felt that.
This is a valid point.
I'm just saying.
I don't know.
Exactly. So, I don't know if it would be a good idea to go.
So are we supposed to sit on our hands and do nothing?
That's not what I'm
I mean-
saying.
Well, what
I
are you
never
saying?
said- I'm just okay. I literally was just throwing out an idea. That's all.
Let's drop off this step first. And maybe we'll revisit the topic.
Or yeah.
Well,
Okay.
first,
By the way,
let's just
Xander,
get
do you
to
want
the.
this sword?
Sorry, say that again?
I said, by the way, sorry, wrong person. By the way, Eldoris, do you want this sword?
What sword?
The sword of life stealing.
What is that?
Well, if you hit somebody just right, you take a little life from them. Only a little.
I may be interested in that. Let's get in the city.
How far are we?
But I
anyway?
found that for you.
At this point, about halfway there.
Oh my.
So you walk for another 15 minutes talking amongst yourselves about what to do with spines and skulls and uncles and eventually as the
Spines
sun,
and skulls and uncles.
There's the
Oh my.
episode title for it.
That's an episode title for us.
spines and skulls and uncles and demons. Got it. All right, hold on. Let me write that down before I forget.
Don't even write those down.
All right, perfect. You make it to the outer wall of that, in which the gate is closed in front of you. As you approach a number of ballista on the top, you hear the gears kind of point down toward the ground as you come up.
Do I look like a siege engine?
The city is still unlocked.
You are so quiet, George Douglas.
George Douglas MacArthur. Well, to be fair, Vale, you could probably run up that wall and punch out 2 or 3 people before you're
As
bolted down.
as you say this, the door in front of you, in the main gate, a smaller door kind of hinges open, and a guard-like entity walks out. Hello.
Hello.
Hello. What seems to be the problem? Is it something wrong with the city, or?
There was a infestation a few weeks ago, still under investigation. City has been on internal lockdown. What's your business in Vasselheim?
We need to see the Platinum Sanctuary.
Lady Kima, if she is around.
Oh, hi, Barakima. Yeah, yes. She is, as a matter of fact. She's spearheading the investigation. Dusk Meadow District. May I ask your names at the very least?
Well, I'm Layla Derolo.
Vera Anaran.
Hear that.
She will know that name.
Very good.
That's the
And
name. That's the name of our group.
I will pass it along. Can you wait here just a moment?
Yes.
Fine. That's totally fine.
Thank you. He goes back into the gate. You hear some muttered voices on the inside. Door opens back up. Did you say Vera Anaran?
Yes.
Yes.
Vara.
The ones that collected the bounty on the hand that clutched you?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, well, why didn't you say so in the first place? Come on in.
Oh. Okay.
Did we just get famous?
We famous now.
Well, I wouldn't say famous, but that bounty has been posted for a number of years, and we were excited to see that one be struck.
Well,
So
soon
what's
to
the
be
name?
another on the
one.
list.
There's gonna be another one struck
got-
off the list.
You got another one?
Yes.
Which one was it? Was it Claire?
No.
Which one?
Rylan.
That's a surprise. You have to wait for the new posters. to come
Oh,
out.
nope. I heard her say Rylan. I won the pot.
Can we-
I won the pot. You hear one of the other guards like in the background. What? And a couple others give a cheer. I just won 50 gold pieces. I knew he was going to be next.
Made a bet.
There's a bet. There's a pool.
Can we not discuss the bounty before we've turned it in?
Sorry.
Well, let's hurry on.
My pleasure. Let me escort you directly to the Platinum Sanctuary. It's the best least I can do. You won me 50 gold.
That's great.
He begins to lead you through the city. The doors close behind you, and you hear the battery reassume their position facing out over the city. You do see in the distance the Dusk Meadow District is on a complete lockdown. There are guards swarming around still to this day. Massive patrols moving around. As you make your way toward the Platinum Sanctuary, the guard leaves you at the top of the giant staircase that you had to climb. You're all basically winded by the time you get to it. He gets up there. All right, here's where I'll leave you. I don't know if Kima's here right now, but she should be inside if she is here.
Is Voxmucken still?
No, actually, they left a couple days ago.
To Whitestone?
I didn't ask. They come and go. I don't bother.
Thank you.
Hashtag
We leave here like
relatable.
yesterday.
2 days. 2 days. You guys slept at
Yeah.
Grayskull.
Yeah, one night, right?
Two nights technically. I think it was.
Was it?
I think so.
I think it was one night. I think we literally left
Yesterday morning.
Yeah, no, yeah, it was just one night because Xavier got there the same night.
Okay, second night. Yeah. I'm sorry. A day ago then. Okay, so as you come into the Platinum Sanctuary, you do see that it is mostly empty on the inside. You're used to it being kind of vacant on the inside, but this time it's quite empty.
Oh, this is weird.
What is?
There's nobody here.
Guess we keep looking for someone.
As you're walking through the atrium trying to find people, you do hear the patter of what appear to be heels on stone. As you are walking around, you all turn to see a older woman, very tall, with long white hair, kind of a purplish robe with these golden epaulets on the shoulders as she comes around the corner. Excuse me, as she walks kind of between you all.
Hello. We are looking.
Good evening.
We are looking for Lady Kima. Is she here?
No, she is down in the Dusk Meadow district, pending some investigations. Currently, at the house. I disagree with that, but who am I to say? But while she is gone, she has left me to discuss some of the less pressing matters. What can I help you with?
Excellent.
Well,
We're here
Vale,
to turn in a
do you
bounty.
have the head?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, Vale
Yes.
has it.
Yes,
Okay.
Fail has
We
dead.
we bring the head of Rylon, the rose that wilts.
Oh, wonderful. A head.
Yes.
Yes.
We also have a spine that we need y'all to pay.
But.
No.
That's all I said.
And a spine.
We have an artifact that needs safekeeping.
We're going to be taking it to Lady Kima.
Yeah.
Do you know when she'll be back?
Oh, hopefully this night. Dinner starts in about an hour, and I don't be left.
Fantastic. Where should we wait for?
The head, a spine, and a group of adventurers. You must be Verana.
Hello.
The one and only.
Okay, we wear our matching crests.
And your name?
Meekly smiles.
I am Alora. And I am Lady Kima's significant other.
Oh.
Oh.
Oh,
I've heard many stories about you and Lady Kima from my parents.
Well, you know,
Good stories.
I'm
Good
sh-
stories.
from your parent. Oh, you're Elena.
Yes.
Oh, I should have recognized.
It's fine. You're the
I-
first one to actually say that I did not mention that I look like my mother, so it's totally okay.
You look like
You
your
look-
mother.
You look nothing like.
can I make a
Thanks.
insight check, please?
Sure, go make an insight check.
That's a 14 plus 3, 17.
Okay, what you see before you is a older woman. You can see the lines in her eyes have creased, and her forehead is wrought with worry after years. She is tired and old and does not seem to be in her prime anymore. You see the potential that she had when she was younger, but now has more become studious and slower with age.
Okay. But she's legit. She ain't trying to pull something.
You don't see anything suspicious.
Okay.
You can. You will, of course, join us for dinner. How is that? That will 2 birds, 1 stone. You will
Yes.
sit with Kima and discuss your spine and heads.
Artifact.
I like that sound better. Artifacts. Although I am quite proficient in artifacts. If you would need identification.
Well, we know what this
Oh,
is.
I would
I
love
know
to see
what it
that.
is.
Oh. An enigma. You are being sneaky.
I bet you are curious, aren't you?
I am so very curious.
Too
What
bad.
we're being is careful.
This is true.
And I would never try to urge people beyond being careful. So, you will join us for dinner. It will be served, as I said, in an hour, and if Kima is not here, she will be having cold turkey. Because I will make it cold.
Ooh.
I like her.
So she this way begins to lead you into the Platinum Sanctuary, the eating halls you've been before. You all sit down. Some rounds of ale are brought out and wine. You see that Allura begins to sip on a rather large goblet of wine. About 45 minutes pass. Assuming you are all talking yourselves,
Yes.
getting to know Allura. Rabble.
I'm clutching the box like it's a long lost child that I haven't seen 30 minutes.
Me and Laura are in like deep conversation about all things magical and arcane.
I'm just talking about my amazing new bow and all of its amazing powers.
Allura is very interested in the arcane with you. She goes into deep conversations on the origins of the Draconic language as the basis for all magical languages, and how that incorporates with sigils and glyphs and different inscriptions. And as the two of you are deep in talk about this, the hall opens and a very disheveled looking Kima comes in. Sorry I'm late. Company. Hello everyone.
Hello, Kima.
Hello.
She comes in full plate mail, just chunk, sets down a massive warhammer next to the table, leans it up against the side, and Allura, no weapons at the table. Picks it up, puts it up against the wall, clunks down on the table.
It's just my ball.
You know, Allura, I know, don't take this personally, but at Vasselheim, we're not supposed to have arcane anything. You would not believe arcane contraband we have confiscated this day in the Dusk Meadow district. It seems many people were keeping trinkets of none. Anyway. Hi!
Anything interesting?
Mostly amulets, a couple of rings, 1 or 2 daggers.
Is that so?
Yeah. We don't really care about that right now. We're looking for that mind flayer. I just am astounded. Again, no offense, Allura. And Allura just kind of like waves her hand closed. You can tell she understands the politics of Vasselheim at this point. So, what are you all doing here?
Side note:
Yes, Vale?
Did anyone else actually disarm at the table?
No, I don't really wear much other than armor, so I don't have weapons on me.
I mean, I did just give you the Sword of Life.
That's right, you did.
Glaive, however, has no weapon. He only has shield and armor, and the box that he is clutching.
Can I check to see if this is actually Lady Kima?
Sure, make an insight check.
I was gonna say, for purpose of recent events, Lady Kima, when was the last time you saw us?
About 2 or 3 days ago.
23.
When you told me there was a mind flayer in the city, and I went running down there to get. I came back, and you all were gone.
That sounds right.
Yeah, that's good. Well, I wasn't there.
23.
23 looks like her.
Huh?
It looks like her.
So we have a head that we need to turn in for a bounty.
Oh, perfect for dinner. That came out weird. I didn't mean like to eat. I just meant like as a joke.
Hey, we don't judge, but we understand.
Yeah,
It's
So-
fine.
Great.
I'm a fan of head cheese, and I slammed the box on the table.
Oh,
So it's the head of Rylon, or the roast that wilts.
Oh! She gets up and starts looking at it. You see Allura turn and put like a handkerchief over her mouth.
Say.
If you'll excuse me, I will leave you to these vulgarities. And she just kind of leaves very quick.
For the record, I have not taken out the head yet.
Your
No, I know,
comments are
but-
lovely.
She closes the door behind you. Kima grabs the box and kind of opens it up. Oh, wait, you slam the head on the table, or you slam the spine on the table?
The spine.
The spine box.
Oh, okay. So she goes to pull the spine box toward her.
Yeah, that's not the head.
Do not touch the spine.
I wouldn't open that.
Don't open
She
it.
can
Not a
open
good
it as
idea.
long as she doesn't touch it.
I
She
wouldn't open it.
looks. She looks at you all and rolls an check and fails miserably. What's in the box?
It's a
The wand of
spine,
Orcus.
and it's also the wand of Orcus.
Well,
I'm
it's
sorry,
Part of
say-
the wand.
Say that again.
It's part of
It's
it.
part of the wand of Orcus.
We've had a great time.
Yeah.
Her jaw just kind of drops a little bit.
Yes.
Darling,
Yeah.
darling. Ah! You hear a door, like the footsteps that were going down the hall stop. Kind of a resounding sigh comes back. Clack, 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 clack. Door opens. Yes, Kima. You're more knowledgeable on this than I am. This is the wand of Orcus, apparently.
Part of the wand.
It's part of.
Oh yes, I do. Forgive me. Part of the wand of Orcus, and it's in a box on my dining room table. Alora comes over and very carefully kind of pulls over the cover of the box, revealing the spine. And on the inside, as it opens, those tendrils that had been in Eldora's have now like swarmed around the inside of the box, almost creating a bed on the inside that's writhing like nerves that are reaching around.
Ew.
Well,
Yeah, don't touch those either.
Yeah.
They get in you.
both.
She raises a hand, and you see this arcane symbol form in the air in front of her. As she passes it over the spine, the little tendrils shrivel and turn to ash.
That's a cool trick.
Nice. I wish I had that. trick.
Wish I knew that.
She begins to mutter under her breath. And you see her like withdraw her hand suddenly. It is incomplete, but
That's what I said.
it is a vestige nonetheless. This must be kept securely, Kima, in the vaults immediately. Kima grabs her warhammer, gives it a slam on the ground twice. A tall dragonborn in solid platinum armor comes in. Bring this down to the deepest part of the vaults immediately.
May I accompany him?
Absolutely, Sapala.
Thank you.
We.
Oh,
All of
I'm
you?
coming too.
Absolutely.
There wasn't per se a bounty on this item, but I think we can work something out for it.
Veil. You are.
Before any of that kind of talk.
Veil persuasion check.
Secondly,
Yes.
the way to complete it is to acquire the skull of one of the Raven Queen's champions. This one, pointing at Elena, we're gonna try and keep very much alive. Can you sanctify and relocate the remains?
The remains of the previous champion were never located. Referring, of course, to your uncle. He was taken by the Raven Queen whole. It has never been assumed there was a body, and as for the previous one before that, Pervon's tomb has been, well, submerged in a lake and desecrated and filled with a beholder, as far as my
Oh God.
serves.
I'm sorry. What?
Elena, your parents never told you?
No.
When they originally went into Pervan's tomb, there was a beholder that had taken residence within the tomb, which they had to defeat before they could retrieve the vestige your uncle then.
But they defeated the beholder.
Well, yes,
correct?
I'm merely saying that Pervan's remains are hard,
Secret.
secret, safe, or untouched.
Do you
So
think they will
Yes.
remain that?
No. Not
Well, judging by the people we've been dealing with, this pincher of Taldore, I
My
don't
guess
think
wouldn't
they
be
can.
for long.
So either we get to it first or they do, which I wouldn't be surprised if they've already gotten to the skull.
Or somebody else already has a trick.
All that.
Just saying.
I can not spare many of my men, but I can spare one or two of a regiment to send out that way. That is your wish.
I think it might be best if we go ourselves. I need to go to the tomb for another reason.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, you've already proven yourself capable. Vale, did you make that persuasion check?
I got an 18.
18.
Oof.
And she glances over at the spine as it's leaving the room. A number of Platinum Sanctuary members have pulled out these long poles, and they have the box balanced precariously on them. And one of them is now screwing in like brackets onto the side to carry this like a
Arc.
sure, like an arc or like a casket is what.
So I want to warn everybody, my wireless headphones are dying, so I have to switch headphones, so it
Okay.
might sound.
She glances at the spine. You've proven yourself more than capable warriors. So, yes, I would highly recommend securing the tomb. I'm not sure if this artifact is in pieces. It might be smarter to keep them separate.
Agreed.
Hmm.
We never said that it wasn't smart to keep them separate, Sapala.
Oh, sorry. That was not for this.
Okay.
Sorry.
Perhaps sanctifying the burial ground, resecuring the tomb, laying Pervan's body back into a sealed coffin, and putting some protective barriers around it would be safer?
But
Hopefully.
enough.
I can't say. What would your recommendation, Olores, be? Keep the skull and spine within feet of each other?
No.
Do you have a place on the other side of the planet? Sorry, plane? I actually don't know the astrology of.
The world is round.
Okay.
Is
on the
there
other side of
another
the planet?
location that we know is secure?
As secure as Vasselheim, no. But
Yeah, that's true.
But what?
Elena, what about Whitestone? Is there anywhere in there you would find the skull to be safe?
That's what I was thinking of.
That would be the opposite end of the world, or you could try with the Cobalt Reserve in Wildmount. Perhaps they would have the means of keeping it safe in their archives.
I think Whitestone might be a good idea.
There is a.
Probably the worst place to keep it.
I know George is talking. I can't hear anything he's saying.
Yeah, I can't do
He
that.
said that's probably the worst place we could put it.
Whitestone.
Can you guys hear
I
me?
kind of agree.
Barely.
Barely.
Yeah, barely.
Hang on.
Okay, then
Are you
do you
guys?
have a better
Sorry
idea
about-
of where it could go? I mean, she mentioned Wild Mount Cobalt Reserve, but we really don't know anybody that we trust there.
We don't have to
Cobalt
trust
Reserve is
them.
in Western.
We have to trust them to some degree to be able to take care of it.
George, did you
To-
say something about Western?
Yeah. You said that the Cobalt Reserve is in West.
In Wild Mount. Not Western.
which is never mind. Yeah, we have to trust skull somewhere dark and hidden. I'm sure Lady Kima can write up a recommendation for it and that they would listen. Or am I just reaching too far here?
I could
What?
write a recommendation, yes. Whether the Cobalt Preserve would honor my position or not,
What if my father was able to build something underneath the Raven Queen shrine in Whitestone?
That was my thought.
Nobody would think to look underneath or near the Raven Queen's.
no one would think to
Tiny
look
shrine.
underneath the Raven Queen's shrine, the Raven Queen champion's skull.
They believe that the tomb is in. I'm blanking on the name of this continent, but they believe that it's near here. If we don't.
This would be a
But
it's
it's
something.
a tiny shrine. It's not the temple.
Offensia.
But it's a tiny shrine. It's one room. It's
If that is where you think it will be, I'm sure Percival would be able to.
My concern is that the structural integrity of Whitestone has been compromised recently.
Maybe a little bit.
Are there any other allies that you know of?
I might have some. Am I thinking of the right one? No, I'm thinking of the Lucidian Ocean. I might have somebody across.
across which sea?
The Lucidian Ocean.
Oh, okay.
And
It involves me having a very personal and awkward conversation with a woman that I
With what?
did.
No, I didn't hear it.
It involves having a very awkward conversation that I don't want to have with a woman that I didn't protect to my utmost ability.
Diana.
Yep.
Well, of all the requirements, an awkward conversation is a mild one.
Okay, George, is there any way to turn you up?
I can hear him fine now. I turned him up on my Discord.
Yeah, that's what I need to do.
Like, a lot.
I'm pretty 200%, George.
Well, can you guys hear me okay?
No.
so quiet.
Yeah, we're losing you.
Yeah. Yeah, Vale, you're right. And for context, for anybody that didn't hear, Vale said, everything that we're going through in awkward conversation, and that is very, paraphrased.
That's fair.
Okay. I'll talk to her about it.
Do we want me to send a message to my father? Or can you send a message to my father?
by the way, you all notice that Elena is sweating profusely during this conversation.
Oh, yeah. Not feeling great.
Elena, are you
What
okay?
I've felt better. I've had better.
By the way, let me ask a question. Does anyone have any agony on their person?
Oh, shiz.
No, but I wish I did.
No.
Yeah, we
Elena,
pretend-
do you?
I still have that dagger.
What?
Dagger.
Yeah. You're currently craving like. I don't want to say like licking the blade clean, but you have the uncontrollable urge to like clean the blade with
Alright.
and eat it.
Alright. Yeah, there's like, she's like fiddling with like the silverware and it's just not.
How do I sound now?
Good. Yeah,
Elena, what's wrong?
Also, I think the only agony we had was on Glaive, and he kind of went.
I just
No,
don't
I gave it to
have-
what's his face.
I haven't felt well since since our last battle. I don't know.
Kima comes over. What happened?
We were fighting Rylon and lots of mushrooms, spore things.
Can Xavier insight? Because Xavier was not there.
Can Xavier what?
Can Xavier insight check her?
Can Glaive do a check?
Yeah, you can go ahead, both of you.
Both of them.
All of you.
I got a 21.
That'll be 17.
Xavier, you don't know anything about this, but one Glaive. Yeah, she's looking feverish and chills. Looks like she may have cold or have come down with something or contracted even a disease or something.
Elena, I'm sorry. Are you sick?
I don't feel well.
That's not an answer. Give me your freaking hand.
I hold out my hand.
I go, I turn it over, put my hand on her pulse. I go through all the doctor stuff.
Her heart rate's accelerated. Her skin is warm and clammy.
Oh, for God's sake. You know you're allowed to talk to people. Lesser restoration disease.
As you cast this, Elena, you feel that burning sensation that was in your veins seem to ebb and abate, and eventually follows through your entire body, and you no longer feel that itch.
Like crack my neck. I feel much better now. I hadn't noticed. It was kind of all of a sudden.
My phone.
Do I still want to lick the dagger clean though? That's the
No,
question.
no, you do not.
All right.
Yes, you have to lick the dagger clean
I
now.
just suddenly say this in a 1940s movie.
Do you just have a dirty dagger on you?
Yeah, I have the dirty
Don't
dagger.
you?
Do
What
you not
dirty
maintain
dagger?
your weapons?
All these damn dirty daggers out.
I'm
She
dirty
picked
Dan.
up the
No, I'm
dagger. She
dirty
picked up the
Dan.
dagger that dosed her when we were fighting the spectral image of Rylon, I guess.
I'm dirty Dan.
No, I'm dirty.
I'm sorry.
I do another check over Elena to make sure everything's.
Yeah, she looks good now.
I need a shower. I need a bath.
By the way, I
Probably-
went with the spine. I thought.
Oh yeah. You are currently walking down the hall, out of the eating room, and going down into some deep steps that seem to lead deep into the.
Oh, whoops! I was supposed to go with her.
Yeah.
Ah,
Run away!
Percival is running off with one of my paintbrushes like he thinks it's a toy. That is an
It is a
expensive
toy.
paintbrush.
Well,
Don't
well,
let them
you all need to retrieve the skull. I need to get some sleep. Your friend just ran off to catch up with another friend. I think this is a good place to take tonight's break.
Today, the break? Is that what you
Alright.
said?
The break. That is what I said.
The break.
Chill.
Chill. Pretty chill. All right.
Break?
Thank you, and take a break.
10 minutes?
10 minutes. I need to take a pee.
We are a go.
We are.
Hola y bienvenidos al Line. Hola.
Wait, hang on. Let me put on the translator.
Hello and welcome to this week's episode of Alignment Shift. How are we doing?
Works every time.
I mean, does it though? Does it every time?
I mean, you're not speaking Spanish now. I mean, well,
This
you
is
are, but
true.
we're hearing English.
He was in demo mode.
Yeah.
Anyway, picking up where we left off, the party was finishing up their dinner. Kayla and Glaive were running downstairs to make sure that the fine was set in the vault properly. And yeah, where do you guys want to pick up? Following morning?
Sure.
I guess.
Sounds good to me.
Uh-oh.
Sure. Yeah.
Anyone got an objection?
Not yet.
Apparently I've got hiccups, but
Not yet.
okay. So, the following morning in Vasselheim, you all awaken to the sound of a training regiment outside beginning a battle formation in the sands outside of Platinum Sanctuary. Not too early in the morning, but definitely early enough that you're a little bit annoyed with the sound of clinking armor, metal, so nearby. And nevertheless, you all make your way into the common areas to get what semblance of breakfast there is in the Platinum Sanctuary. This morning appears to just be a simple oatmeal breakfast for the soldiers. And yeah, your morning is ahead of you.
Okay, so we got one piece here. What do we do with the other piece? Do we bury it further where it is, or we
Did we discuss the option of destroying it?
We have not discussed the option of destroying it.
How would you even? Boy, that's a good one.
Is there a way to destroy like magic item?
I think
Is
it's
Well,
it
the answer.
everything could
technically
be
a
destroyed.
magic item, though?
I don't know. I'm asking.
Well,
Maybe it doesn't become a magic item until it is is complete with the thing. You know what I'm saying?
well, items like that are separate pieces are still magical themselves. It's just the magical doesn't awaken further without being.
What he said. I mean, that thing still very much tried to eat Doris. By the way, how are you doing?
It didn't look good.
Okay.
That's why it finally speaks up.
I say that we go retrieve the skull and figure out from there.
I don't know if we should retrieve it until we know what we're gonna do with it.
Well, I mean, we can make decisions as we're heading there. Maybe contact Diana, see what she says, or my father.
Well, are we going to get the bounty?
Did
Sorry,
you get
what?
the bounty money?
The bounty money?
Oh yes, we need to get the bounty money.
I'll go ahead
Hey,
and leave that
Kima.
to you.
She is not in the breakfast area.
Fuck.
She's
my
not
girlfriend
here.
Kima.
Did we get the bounty money the previous night?
You did not.
Damn it! That's what I wanted to do.
All right, so you're going to be trying to find Lady Kima
Or a
Yeah.
Laura.
or Laura. Make an
I would
investigation.
assume they would be together in the morning.
Make an investigation.
Hey, I'm good at those.
Can I assist?
Sure.
$27.
27. All right. Very quickly, you look outside the windows and you see that training regiment that was out. Lady Kima appears to be showing a regiment of pike users how to form a phalanx and begin to advance across a battlefield.
Oh, I want to go out for that.
All right. Anyone else?
Go out for what?
I go outside to the Pike Regiment.
Yeah, I'll go with Odorus.
He gets out. As soon as Odorus gets out there, he foolishly summons his packed weapon and starts holding it like a pike in the middle of the courtyard, along with all of.
I regret coming with Odorus.
as you stand next to Eldorus, he pulls out his pike and begins to mimic the marching formation. They all kind of turn and kind of look at you a little bit, but kind of shrug and keep moving on with the motion that they had been doing before, advancing just past you as you are in the line. Kima turns and goes, "You know, that doesn't work well with a scythe."
Maybe not. As he's having the conversation, he focuses his shadow energy, and he almost looks like he bends the scythe into like a straightened blade, and it looks very, I don't want to say whimsical, I don't think that's the word I'm looking for, but unnatural, very awkward, but it does straighten out for the time being, just in appearance.
Well, that's just disconcerting. That's does it happen every time you look at someone like me?
I don't know what you mean.
The end there
I'll explain it to him later.
Yeah, what did you guys need this morning?
Speaking of disconcerting,
Yeah, we do have the head of Rylan, the Rose that Built.
Oh, right, the bounty. Yeah, and if you head into the Platinum Sanctuary, on my desk you'll find a chest. Threw a little bonus in there for you for everything you did with the spine and everything.
Hey,
Oh,
do you want the head, or do you just want to leave it on the desk?
You know what? You can leave that on the desk. I don't think I need that carried around with me for the rest of this training exercise.
that makes sense.
Very
Oh,
well.
come on. It'll send the right message. Either do a good job or have your head carried on my belt.
or turn to a mushroom.
I like your attitude. That's a great. You hear that? Anyone who doesn't get this regiment correctly is going to be worn on my belt as a head.
You
Yeah.
might want to work on that saying.
Whatever. I don't care.
Which way to the office?
That's going to be in the Platinum Sanctuary, up the stairs, third door on the right. Just walk right in. Can't miss it.
You know who you're talking to, right? We can totally miss that.
It's true.
Hey,
If you,
come on.
if you plop that on someone else's desk, I will laugh really hard. But then you'll be short 1,500 gold. So, or not 1,500, 15,000 gold.
Miss Kima,
Yes, Mr. Oldores.
I've never been called that before.
I've never been called
Or-
Miss Kima before.
I
Hi.
apologize.
You can just call me Kima.
Is it okay for us to move around the city, or
I mean, anyone who tries to stop you is going to be reporting to me. So, yeah, they can stop you, and then they'll just like get to me, and then I'll kick their ass.
Are we okay to leave the city?
Yeah, yeah.
you know, it's
I've
funny.
already sent a head message that you'll be leaving. So, what? It's funny.
The last time we were here, we were on our way back from, I think, the temple to Seren Ray, and we got stopped by somebody. Isn't that?
Isn't that what?
Vale and Xavier are gone.
There's
Oh,
a
we're
real
Vale and
shaped
Xavier.
dust cloud next
They
to
went
you.
to go get the 15,000 gold.
That figures.
They're the greedy ones. I don't know what you expected.
So Doris is like looking around, trying to find them. Like, where did they go?
Takes a step seat while looks under her.
Yeah, that sounds like the captain of the guard. He's a right prick, but he's got his mind in the right spot. Yeah, I've sent a word ahead that Vera Honoran is on a very important mission for Platinum Sanctuary and is not to be molested in any way.
Okay, I wanted to stop over at the temple to Seren Ray.
Oh yeah, sure.
So,
Um,
and
what-
he relinquishes his packed weapon back to the shadows and actually starts making his way over there.
Okay.
Wyatt's there. He'll ask Kima. Is Gilmore still here?
Gilmore left with Vox Machina yesterday.
Do you know where they might have gone?
I believe they said something about heading toward Ankara.
Okay, I guess I'll just head back that way then.
Oh, okay. and Wyatt just makes his way toward the skyport.
Yeah.
Bye, Wyatt.
Okay, bye.
Well, Sapala, everybody else is going their separate ways.
Yes.
You wanna go get some pastries or something? Shoot, I could go for a honeyed ham.
Sure.
Awesome.
I'd like to
Alright.
note that everybody goes for pastries when Uldoris is not around.
All
We
right.
still have all those bear claws though,
We still have there's so many.
and the goose, and the other roast.
So,
Elena just wait, I guess, the Platinum Sanctuary.
Elena's waiting in the Platinum Sanctuary?
Yeah, 'cause everybody else went
Okay.
off. And I thought
Alright,
they
so
were
Elena-
leaving this morning, but
So, Elena, you sit there waiting in the courtyard, just kind of sitting on the steps at the outside of the Platinum Sanctuary, sighing and putting your head in your hands, staring at the training regiment.
yeah.
Vale and Xavier, you make your way upstairs to the right, third door on the right. You open up into Kima's office and you see a small, looks like a silver chest on the end of the table. That when you open it up on the inside is just overflowing with gold.
Woo!
Vale's
Woo!
eyes do Mr. Krabs when he sees money.
Oh god, they jut 3 feet out of his head?
Yeah.
Ah!
Yikes.
And they turn into dollar signs.
It's frightening.
Terrifying.
I've been playing with some magic.
I had no help in teaching her that magic.
I would like to count the money.
Xavier, you're gonna sit there while she counts the money?
I'll help, I guess.
Alright. So the two of you spend the better part of an hour counting 15,000 gold pieces.
Is it all in gold or is there in platinum?
All gold.
Damn it, Kima.
Oof.
Damn it, Kima.
Should have made it copper.
It's like when someone pays the DMV orders, like
When you go pay your parking ticket in
Yeah,
pennies.
yeah. So in that case, Eldora, you make your way to the city, to the temple of Serenry. You see a couple of the guards seem to want to stop for a moment and ask you something, but as soon as they kind of get within earshot of you, they kind of stop and go back to doing something or begin to busy themselves as if they weren't going to approach you.
I lift a hand and greet them from a distance. Hello.
Hello.
Well, only one of the guards kind of gives like a haphazard, like, "Hey," and goes back to like inspecting the corner of a bookstore really closely.
So he's going to continue to make his way towards the temple.
Yep.
And enter.
So you,
Yeah.
yep. After a few minutes, you make your way over there. The city it's quieter. A few people are braving the streets and making their way through. You pass a couple that are showing their papers to a guard as you come across the entryway to the Temple of Serenry.
Okay, I'm here. And he goes to enter the building.
Mhm.
I'm assuming it's opened.
Yep, it's open on the inside. Again, not as many patrons as in there, but regular guests are milling about.
He's gonna go up and he's gonna make another donation of a gold piece to the temple, and he's going to yeah, he's gonna say another prayer to Saren Ray, and I don't know what our next move should be. I've seen some scary things and heard some scary things. I just hope you give us guidance and show us the right path to take. Yeah, I don't want to mess this up.
You stay quiet for a few minutes and don't see any immediate reaction around you or response that is tangible.
He stays there for a few minutes. I think at some point he would probably get up and just go. Are there like booths or like pews or something?
Yeah, there's some seating arrangements. It's a rather large open room, mostly standing, but there are some chairs placed up against the stonework on the walls.
Okay. I'd say at some point he probably gets up and he goes and like sits in one of the pews and just kind of reflects on a lot of things. Maybe has a very silent conversation with his shadow, and just tries to find some peace amidst all of the chaos that's been going on. And after a while, he'd probably head right back to the sanctuary.
All right, you spend probably the better part of an hour in the Temple of Saren Ray, just listening to the hum of some of the priests in there. Some seem to go about their daily tasks, others deep in prayer, almost a Gregorian chant. Blessings to Saren Ray. The echoes and reverberates off the stonework in a very peaceful, calming tone. Eventually making your way out of the sanctuary and back up to the Platinum Temple. Or other way around. Out of the temple and back to the Platinum Sanctuary. Glaive and Sapala, while Eldora is with that, you make your way through the streets. Again, noticing the guards seem to begin to make their way over towards you, but as they get close, they kind of recognize who you are, and maybe I shouldn't stop to talk to them.
Oh, look. They learned. Ooh. Anyways, Sapala. You looking for anything
Yes?
in particular?
Not really. You were the one who invited me.
Yeah, I just kind of wanted to get a walk. Because, honestly, like, between you and me, I get a little close to her whenever I'm saying this.
Mm-hmm.
This city, Vassal, one of I want to conquer, or I was the old me, and now I'm just in the middle of it. I was poring over plans and ideas and sieges. I had an engine to break down the very wall made by some mad gnome. And it's still here, all around us. I bet I would have failed. But man, this
Well.
is wild. Yes.
I don't notice it.
Oh. it. But now I'm here with you and doing my best to not be that person. Ah! Why was that so loud? Anyways, I need a honeyed ham hock. And I bet Eldoris could go for some cobbler. There we go. Sweets, treats, and meats. And we go get some sweets, treats, and meats.
Is that a natural name I came up with?
No, I think it actually exists in the Tal'Dorei lore.
Oh, okay. I was like, that sounds like something I would come up with. I missed that one.
Roll with it. Roll with it like it is.
Sure.
I don't care.
So you enter the front of Sweets, Treats, and Meats. Inside you.
A butcher shop, a pastry shop, and a candy shop.
As you come in, you see a heavy male with kind of long dreadlock hair, heavy set, long white hair, and blue eyes, wearing looks to be like kind of a leather-ish armor behind a counter, and inside you see all kinds of honeyed hams and meats, glazed croissants and crullers, danishes, candies, lollipops, basically sweets, treats, and meats. As you come in, he turns around. Ah, hello. What can I get you today?
Oh, goodness, there is lots of good.
We got lots of stuff, Sonny.
Ooh. Okay,
Should
I'm
we
going to
just
need.
skip?
Yes?
No, it's okay. Go ahead.
I need to. And I'm doing dramatic stances as I do all of this. I need 2 of the ham hocks there, sir. I need 3 of those candy canes. And some of that cobbler cake. Because, oh goodness.
All right, cobbler cake, honeyed ham, and what was the other one? Oh, the candy canes.
Yes.
Let's see here. That'll be a gold piece each for the honey ham.
Done and done.
That'll be 4 copper for the candy canes each.
I only have silver. Wait, that's... Yeah, I pay it.
And the cobbler cakes are 8 silver each.
Done and done. And that's going to be a cobbler cake and candy cane for everybody, and a honeyed ham hock for me and Sapala if she wants it.
Yeah.
Awesome.
All right, anything else I can get you today?
A box to carry it.
A box to carry it. All right.
Reaches behind the counter, pulls out a small, almost like a milk crate, but made out of wood, kind of hammered together. 2 silver.
Done.
You head over the 2 silver pieces, and he puts the ham, the cobbled cake, and the candy canes in there.
Have yourself a nice day now.
I think that comes up to 8 gold total.
8 silver, 1 gold, 4 copper. Okay. How many copper cakes were you getting?
1 per person.
All right, so that would be 8 times, was it 6?
Yes.
God, I'm bad at math.
Me too. That's why I'm asking.
Let's see here. That's 48 silver for just the cakes. 48 silver. You got 2 hams, right?
Yes.
And how many candy canes? 8?
Yeah.
All right, so it's 32 copper. So the grand total without doing conversions is 2 gold, 48 silver, 32 copper.
Okay. I have adjusted hoarding. I will be. Yeah. Okay. I have 70 gold, 5 silver, and 7 copper on me. Math should not be that difficult when you're just buying candy. All right, let's go find everybody and fill a sweet tooth. I feel like everybody's a little on edge, so yeah.
See,
All right.
Parla is already munching down on her ham.
So you begin to make your way back up to the Platinum Sanctuary. Sapala holding a very large honeyed ham in her arms, almost like a baby, but chewing on the top of it as you're walking through the streets.
King Henry VIII style, just
Yep. As the morning rolls closer and closer, you pass Sol Dorez in the street as he begins to make his way up toward the Platinum Sanctuary.
Oh, Doris!
Hey, I know you guys.
Hey, want some cobbler?
Ooh.
Comes with a
Yes.
candy cane. And I put the candy cane on top of the
Ooh.
cobbler.
I've never had one of these.
See Paula's face covered in like happiness.
Covered in happiness.
Yeah.
Still licking her lips.
And we all head back together.
All right, so you all make your way up the steps, helping each other carry the rather heavy box of cakes and hams up the thousands of steps to the top where the Platinum Sanctuary lies. You come into the courtyard to find Elena looking disgruntled and bored in the training courtyard, still watching the soldiers do their routines.
I shove
As-
a cobbler at her. Good.
Vale
Thank
and
you.
Xavier
What's
so
this
happily
for?
counting coins.
And the candy cane.
I love candy canes.
Vale and Xavier are behind her counting coin steps.
Vale, Xavier.
Hold on, I'm counting.
14,500.
22, 7.
83, 95, 62.
Oh, don't let me cast a silence spell.
I heard them say they don't want their cut.
No.
I think I heard that too.
Okay, I thought. it was
Sounds
your
like you don't want to get brought back up the next time you go down, Vale.
Yeah, I don't think.
Yeah, we got other people for that too.
Anyways, have your cobbler and your candy canes.
14,567. 60.
Damn it! I lost counts.
Damn, we have to start all over again.
Don't you
Not my
trust
problem.
her?
No, I'm kidding. Here's your cut.
Nice.
Anyways, cobbler, take it. Take it.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Vale.
Okay. This is an entire thing.
I know.
You expect me to eat all of this?
Yes.
As Tiny Cipala is
see.
munching on a whole ham.
Like,
See
it's
that
over
thing?
her head.
I will return 2,500 gold to each of them.
Oof. That's a lot.
That's gonna feel good to type in.
Was Elena present for that too?
Yes.
I was.
My total weight went up by 50 pounds.
How much was that exactly? I can write it down. Sorry, just tell me one more time.
Did you say 20, 2,500 gold?
Nice.
Yes, 2,500. And Xavier, you can have 1,000 for getting us here.
Okay. So, what is the rest of you going to do with your afternoon?
Well, what do you guys think the best course of action is?
Well, the tomb is
Well, I would
about
think
a
going to the
trip
tomb
from
would
here.
be the best course.
I heard something about a forge. I'm super confused.
Well, the tomb is about a day's trip from here to the southwest, if I remember correctly.
And that's what we're decided on?
Well, I need to go to the tomb. No
Well, I
matter
mean, I
what.
don't think we have any other agendas to push, so.
Can't hear you.
Yeah, you.
I don't think we
He
have
said-
any other agendas to push at the moment, so why not we just do what we plan to do?
Actually, we do have a lot of things, but this is close.
This is the most closest thing, yes.
All right, Elena.
Lead the way.
Well, first off, we've got a huge meal here, so let's let that digest, and then we'll get heading out.
I set mine on Lady Kima's desk. Next to the head.
So the tomb is about a day's trip from here. Correct?
Yes. Yes, it
And
is.
it is to the southwest.
Sure.
Cow.
I don't have a map of Offlands, so
Okay.
unfortunately, Matthew Mercer's notes that I can find on his wiki don't necessarily.
We're on Isilra.
Oh no, actually no, it's 8 hours southwest.
Okay.
Oh, so it's a day, as in the daylight.
Yes.
Okay.
That makes sense.
So
You are heading to the Morrow Glade Loch.
So we could go now. We could go tomorrow.
Well,
Me and Safala have
when we're
mail.
done- no matter what, when we're done there, we can. No matter what we do when we're done there. What. Sorry, let me rephrase all of that. Words are hard at the moment.
Speak common.
Never. Doesn't matter when we leave. As soon as we're done there, I can instantly bring us back here, or easily bring us back to Amal.
All right. So I guess now.
Let's head out.
Okay.
All right, so you finish your meal, begin to descend the steps of the Platinum Sanctuary, exiting through the market district and further through the city of Vasselheim. The same guards that were there before. Oh, going to kill another one? Going to kill another one? Yep. Who's next? Who's next? Come on, you can tell
don't
me.
know.
You can tell me so I can win the pot.
We
I
have no
pull up
idea.
my hood.
Oh, come on. Make it Claire. Do Claire next. I've got 100 gold on Claire.
I heard the updated list has your name on it. Be careful.
Don't worry, it's only 100 gold.
He
Tell
opens.
Eudoris he thinks we're kidding.
I wasn't kidding, and I turn and I walk away.
He's rolling an insight check, and that's a 12. Make your deception check.
Deception roll.
Yep.
Natural 17 plus.
Oof.
He goes-
just because I'm curious, I want to see
he
how
gives-
much I. Deception plus 5, so 22, 1, 20.
He goes to give you like finger guns. Huh?
It is funny because I was giving him the finger guns as I was walking away, and
The door's open, and he's just kind of like, wait, what?
Runs to
What?
look at the nearest poster.
And the door closes behind, and
You're
you hear the other
listed as
guys.
the ID-10T.
I don't get the reference, but cool.
It's spelled.
Write it out, Cal.
Yeah,
write it out.
ID-10T.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
So you are now faced with the open forest of Offlenzia. Who is going to be leading this trek to?
I guess Elena is.
I will
All
aid.
right, Elena. All right, Elena. Survival check with advantage.
It's cocked. Yeah. Oh wait, I get a roll advantage. Duh. Oh, that's a natural 19 plus 8.
Okay. So as you make your way out of the city, the looming gargantuan mountain that stands as a reminder of the battle years ago looms overhead, blotting out the noon sun. You pass beneath its shadow, heading southwest. As you travel, the peaceful forest sounds begin to deepen and darken. As the further from the city you get, the more wild and uncontrolled the forest becomes.
Hey, Cal, quick note.
Yeah?
Could I have transferred that 1,000 gold I was given to Platinum?
Nope. You did not stop by a bank.
Truth.
So, where was I? Right. The wilds of the Offlansian forest. As you travel more and more south, the ground begins to get wetter and more damp. The area turning into a bit of a swamp. Hours pass, the air getting slightly muggy as the overshadowed canopy above, now no longer blocked by the Goliath primordial monster that covers the entire city of Vasselheim. What little sun peeks through the trees is creating a nice ambiance through the woods. Hours pass as the sun begins to set in the distance. You notice signs of broken trees in the area and large crater-like areas where it appears this is the path that elemental primordial had walked through, leaving massive craters in the forest that are only now starting to refill with shrubbery and life. Elena, make a perception check.
$26.
I need to check the stats on the guy.
There's a guy. Everybody, there's a guy. It's a guy. It's all we know.
1 second. I just need to see. Okay. You notice as you are walking a very large boulder nearby blinks.
The boulder blinked.
It's a Geodude!
What you thought had been just a depression in the rock, you realize to be the socket of a large creature. And then you notice another boulder nearby, and another, and another. 5 large boulders strewn across the edge of this barely trodden path that you were on.
Hey, guys.
Yes?
There's boulder creatures.
So, did you say boulder creature?
Yeah, they look like boulders, but they're creatures. Over there and over
You
there. and
ask-
over there.
You want to blow them up?
What?
Are you asking us to blow them up?
No, I'm just making you aware of their presence.
As you
Uh,
are talking, go ahead, Eldoris.
I was gonna say, do they appear threatening? In
Make
any-
a perception check.
They roll towards you.
I have no idea. I rolled a 3. It's that's a 6.
You can't quite tell, Eldoris, and as you are getting closer to try to see, you realize the shape of that boulder is elongated. It is pointed like a snout. And as you get just a little bit closer, it suddenly
Oh no, these basilisks.
it opens up into a wide maw as all 5 heads lift from the ground, and you see them connected by a long neck, each into a massive
Oh, no.
trunk-like body.
It's a
With
hydra.
stony protrusions on its shoulders. A rock hydra stands before you.
Damn it.
And that's where we'll end tonight's session.
No!
All right. That's stressful.
One more week. One more week, Peggy, and then you get to use your new bow.
I know. I'm so excited, but also very stressed out because like hydras grow their heads back. Okay. Good night, guys.
Good night, everybody.